Here is my Origins mid to high round strategies. I'm just using the fire and the ice staffs, but I'm going to show you a bunch of different running positions, a bunch of different techniques, tricks, and stuff like that. Right now, we're still in the early rounds. I personally, in the early rounds, like the fire staff. Okay? It's awesome. Not only does it take out the horde, but it really can get you out of jams. A lot of people love ice, but ice doesn't stop them in their tracks and kill them as well as fire does in the early rounds. Later I switched to ice, so you're going to be seeing some of that. But this is the jug area. I love that. Obviously, I've already you've watched how to get all your perks. So I've got all my perks, so I'm able to toss grenades and all that. I got all my flopper and whatnot. And just kind of run a train here, still waiting for the max spawn rate that happens somewhere in like the 40 to 45 range, so it gets so much nicer than the early rounds are still a little, But basically, I do a loop around, and it's pretty basic. Let me tear them up. And board up. Throw down some fire. And this is the problem with the early rounds is they don't spawn out fast enough, so they don't really get behind you, and they can block your path. You got to bob and weave around them, hoard them up, and when it gets to a certain point, you'll see here in the close to their 40s that they just bam, they're there. And dragons or zombie blood, after you've got all your perks, only just screws up your whole horde. Unless you're going to save someone, it'll just screw you up. So always remember at the end of a round to get yourself a new shield. And let's move on now to the Speed Cola area. This is also a great place to run. I mean, in the earlier rounds, as I'm trying to get all my perks, I'll run all these different areas, and so I get the zombie blood and can go look for the different perk bottle locations. But here I usually just hoard them up. I do it with the fire staff out, so if I ever do get in a jam, I could just blast them. But I just back up right here, shoot, and kills them all. And I run back out. In this case, there's a nuke, and then I do it again. So it's a really simple, great running spot, especially with regardless of whatever weapon you're using. I've heard of different people leaving the door down there closed to no man's land, and that none of them really come from behind you. If you get backed up into a corner, I just do that. So, it's a really simple spot to run, especially with an ultimate weapon, and I dig it. A lot of people like the Speed Cola Generator 3 area. They do come from every direction here, though, so it gets a little crazy, but you have this nice area, and obviously, you notice that I have the golden shovel and the golden helmet, and we'll be taking a look at some of that in action. Well, not the shovel, but more so the helmet. Well, actually, yeah, there's a little bit in here that happens only with the golden shovel. So simple, you just, I just hold them up, back up here, and take them out. That's a great strategy to do. I mean, the robot's behind me, so even if I did get stepped on, it wouldn't have been too big of a deal. But I'm going to show you later what happens when he does. It actually can be a bad thing. It's great to have the helmet. It can save your life. But it can also, then you're dazed and stunned. So now I'm over here in stamina up, and again, this is a pattern I run when I have the helmet. Well, regardless, I do this, but it's a lot safer when you have that helmet, just in case you're not always looking up, that robot accidentally steps on you, But nice open area here, and I'll bob in and out and through and whatnot, but I usually just hold them up over there and go like that. Real simple. Lots of people have different techniques on how to run it. I'm just showing you some footage of a game that I just played to 59, which I only had one down, and then don't even get me started. One down, and I took it 36, And needless to say, I had a max ammo at 59, almost done with 59, and so I threw out my airstrike grenades, and I guess one stuck to my head or something glitched, because all the zombies came to me instead of the airstrike grenade. And then I'm down, and instead of them leaving, they're all piled up all around me. It was crazy. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? There was no way to get up and get out of it. I got up, went right back down. I mean, I had like 20 zombies all around me. I don't know if it like bounced off them and stuck to my head. It was really weird, but no biggie. By the end of the weekend, I'll be doing a really good high round video for you guys as well. Now we're back over here at the jug area, and I just love this area. This is one of my favorite places to run. We're almost to the point where the spawn rate's really good. You want to start your run where I'm at now, regardless, because they all pour out of those little ditches, and you kind of want to loop around here, and then you get them all behind you, and you won't have any coming in your path. Maybe one or two, and you can always like back up. But by round 40, 42, it's pretty good. Now, another thing to keep in mind, here's an airstrike grenade in action. I know in my previous videos I used them, but here's just showing you how well this works. It stops really being very effective in the 50s. It makes a bunch of crawlers, but it does usually pull them away from you. And this is why I like fire. If one does get in that little path, then I can always blast them. So anyways, here's the Panzer. Check this out. That's exactly why I don't have mule kick. So I can immediately switch over. He had me in the claw. I switched over because I went down. I guess I went down on 36. And then he came unfrozen. Okay, when you go down, he becomes unfrozen. So I killed him off then, which was real fun. With I get to jug really quick. He's charging at me. I took him out, and now I'm going back over to freeze him again. And all you gotta do is run over here, bring him over underneath the tank station, and get up on the tank. All right, you don't have to move the tank like in my previous video. And then he's frozen again. But keep in mind, when you go down, he's going to be coming after you. So it's up to you whether you want to have peaceful rounds without him, and then him come when you go down. That's the juggle you're going to play with that. People say glitch. I feel like it's like the cosmonaut on Moon. I don't feel it's a glitch so much. I feel it's part of the game. There is something you can do with a golden shovel is dig up max ammos. Now, I've been digging for a long time on this map already, guys, and I've yet to see the M1911 pistol to make Mustang Sallies. People say it's there, it's very rare, but BS, it ain't there. I have dug thousands and thousands and thousands of holes, and I have not seen it, and I have not seen any video of it yet. As a matter of fact, after this video, I'm going to go do some research just to see if anyone has, but I haven't so far. I did a search, and there's some stuff on Call of Duty Wiki about it. But anyways, so we're back to the game. He's back, he's frozen, I'm good. No big deal. I just had waited for him to spawn the next time. I refroze him again. And, we're running this pattern again. Real simple. The jug area is usually where I like that. Now, in the high round video, I'm going to show you another great spawn area over by the tank station. But, it's just not high enough of a round yet for it to really be worth it. So that's basically it. I bring them around, and then same thing whether I'm using fire, ice, or wind. No, here's what I wanted to show you. Now look how I get stepped on. All right, so you don't die when you have the golden helmet, but look what happens once you get up. Man, they are all around you. If I had anything other than the fire staff, I would have just been dead. because, you know, wind just kind of stuns them. You know, electricity, it doesn't do jack at this stage. You know, unless you shoot one of those balls and you gotta like run around them. And ice, you know, that you're still getting slapped while you shoot them with ice. So unless you know, I didn't have time to hold down the trigger and charge it up. And it also really hurt my shield pretty bad too. So, you know, I would be careful about getting stepped on it by the robot, but at least I didn't die. So there's that, you know, it's a good thing. The gold helmet can really save your life. And it's great to have all these different perks. So awesome, that flopper, just so I can throw grenades. You know, so now you're saving a generator. I'm going to show you another technique for getting a max ammo in the high round videos. I don't want to spoil it for you, but you know, you can go kill these guys, but as you get into the higher rounds, they become increasingly hard to kill, and your weapon ammo becomes pretty precious. So here's another airstrike grenade in action. Look at that, pow, pow, pow. A robot just tearing them apart. Look, it's 45 and it's already making crawlers, so it's starting to lose its effectiveness. In this case, I'm going to throw 2 of them. And they all immediately should go for these things, which is what was so weird about how my game ended. You know, I had 2 of them out, and I'm nowhere near them, and they're all running towards me. So, I don't know, something weird glitched out and happened, and no big deal. I'll stop talking about that. So I figured this was a good time to get out of here. Some zombie blood, that's one thing it's good for. So I went back over to Jug, got a new shield. I wanted to put this segment in here to make sure to remind you, if you have stuff to do, make sure, like I was waiting, I wanted to go fix some of the generators. You have a last zombie is taking damage or has a little scorched like this chocolate covered looking sucker. Make sure to go take him down with the shield and bust it up until he respawns. Otherwise, your round might start prematurely. See, there's a fresh zombie right there, okay? Another tip for you. Now we're going to move on to the ice staff. We're almost to the end here. And everyone loves the ice. I love the ice. I don't usually use it until the later rounds. It's the best, but you know, you got to bob and weave around them. You know, it's not one of those things that's going to get you out of a jam like fire does. But fire stops working very well up there in the higher rounds. I don't know. I was using it up to 55, and it just seemed I was playing with it. But now here's the problem, and here's something I wanted to show you. A lot of people like this technique, standing by the jug machine and just shooting. Now, personally, with the time I had to spend on buried by a jug machine using resonators, I don't like this technique. I don't ever want to stand by a jug machine and make a stand again. But this, you can sit here basically and do this and blast to the high rounds too. Here's another technique a lot of people do with ice. You get lots of drops from it, you know, but I personally, I think it's wasteful on ammo as you get into the high rounds. But if you're trying to blast from like 30 to 45 or whatnot, I suppose go for it, you know, if that's for you. Me, I like to stretch my feet and run, you know. The glitchers would say that's crazy and stupid, but I say it's playing zombies, you know. I don't know. I'm not a camper, so, you know, that's just me. I hated camping, but Buried was a camping map, so that's what we did, you know. It's like, that was the strategy for going high on Buried. This map, definitely not a camping map. So basically, you know, I'm doing this thing where I start them off there at the beginning, and I kind of circle around so I make sure I have them all behind me, and there might be 1 or 2 there. And as you get past 40s and into the 50s and whatnot, and you really get to the max spawn rate, you'll never get one in front of you. If you do that, you know, if you kill them right here, you wait and you bring them over, and you put down a shot right here. Okay? And then it's also going to kill a bunch that are coming out of the ground there to the right. And then you just kind of bob around here and you slowly hoard them up. Alright, and notice how fast they're all spawning out from those holes over there. And now you got them all behind you. Nothing in front of you. And you just slowly walk them around and do it again. That is the higher round, mid-higher round strategy. This is one of them. That's your sneak peek at it. And there's several other techniques for how to kill them without the weapons when you're low on ammo that I'm going to be showing you. And how to get a max ammos and whatnot, and lots of other stuff. But you know, like I said, I went to 59, one down at 36. Here's something really cool. The fire staff and flopping, still at 46, is an insta kill. So it's like the enhanced fire flop is what it's called.